Hello, everybody in third grade. It's Mr. Renner again. Today we are going to be reading a story. It's called an expository story, and that means it gives you information about the planets, and it's called The Planets. So you all turn your books open to page 372. I'll share the screen. It looks like this. It's called The Planets. This is an encyclopedia article, which is a new kind of genre of expository that we haven't told you yet. It is mostly a nice summary of the things that we know for people who just want to know the basics. And that's all that we want to know here in third grade. What are the basics of the planets? There are 8 official planets in our solar system. These are, excuse me, I'm going to make this a little bigger. There. These are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The planets in our solar system all orbit the sun. We talked about that on Tuesday. Orbiting means they spin around the sun in a circle, or more like an oval. They travel in a circular path around the sun. Together, the planets have more than 150 moons. Already I can notice some text-to-text connections here. We learned about all of these planet names in the text on Tuesday, but what we didn't read was that there were this many moons. That is a lot more moons than I thought. Earth has 1. I know other planets, they talked about Mercury having 2. This is a lot of moons. Let's keep reading. The inner planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They are closest to the sun. The inner planets are made mostly of rock. The outer planets are farther from the sun. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All of the outer planets are balls of gases with rings around them. I can draw a couple different conclusions by inferring from what it says in the text and combining it with what I already know. I can think of some things. First of all, the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and of course Mars, are closer to the sun. I'm drawing a conclusion. I know the sun, of course, is where we get all of our light and heat. I bet these planets are a little warmer and probably brighter. It probably has a brighter day because they're closer to the sun, as it shows here on the picture. So the other planets, I bet they're not as bright, and I bet they're not as warm. Let's see if I'm right. Each of these, for the rest of this text, they're going to be telling us a little bit about every planet in order. We're only going to do the first 2 planets today, but every page has a couple other planets about it. So let's read about the first 2 planets. Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet and the closest to the sun. It travels around the sun in 88 Earth days. Mercury is rocky. It has craters, valleys, and cliffs. The temperature on Mercury during the day can be 800 degrees Fahrenheit. On the night side, the temperature is near negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperatures that we use right now. When it was super cold last week, that was like minus 30. These temperatures here are minus 300. A warm day in Minnesota is somewhere like close to 80 degrees or a little more, 100 degrees. This is 800 degrees. So already I can draw a conclusion. If Mercury, on the text it says Mercury can be 800 degrees during the day, I think that that is too warm for people like me to live there. Unless we have a very special place to live, we won't be able to live on Mercury. This is too hot. Fact. Long ago, an asteroid struck Mercury. The state of Texas could fit into the crater left by the asteroid. That is a big crater. The next planet is Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It is the brightest planet in the sky. The thick clouds on Venus reflect sunlight. They also gather heat. The temperature on Venus could reach 900 degrees Fahrenheit, even more than Mercury. Venus spins on its axis very slowly. One day on Venus lasts 243 Earth days. I'm going to tell you this right now because I think this might be a little confusing. When it says 243 Earth days, or up here, here it is, 88 Earth days. When a planet spins, we're not talking about it going around the sun, like that's revolving. We're talking about it actually turning so that one part of it looks to the sun and the other part looks away and then turns around. Earth does that. It takes exactly one day. That's what a day is. From when the sun comes up, it actually means that our part of the Earth is looking to the sun, and then it spins. The sun looks like it's going behind us, and then it goes down. That's one day. These planets spin around slowly so that their day, the time when the sun is up and then the time when the sun is down, is 88 Earth days. 3 months, it would be day and then night. That's a long time. Venus is even more. This is like 8 months, 8 or 9 months. You would have daylight and then it would turn and it would be nighttime. That's what all of this means. Next, we're going to be reading about the next two rocky planets, the next two inner planets. These are the ones that we probably know the most about: Earth and Mars, which is the planet I showed you in the video on Tuesday. And then we'll read about the last 4 planets next time. Your activity for today, the planets, is an encyclopedia article. That is the genre. Who's telling this story? An encyclopedia article is always third person. So I just gave you an answer there. Good readers make inferences or draw conclusions. I just told you a very good inference if you want to talk, if you want to watch the video again. In the text, it says Mercury could be 800 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Venus could be up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. In my head, I'm thinking, wow, Minnesota, it only gets up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. What did I say was my conclusion? You could do a different one also. And question 4, read this passage from the planets. Mercury is the smallest planet and closest to the sun. It travels around the sun in 88 Earth days. Mercury is rocky. It has craters, valleys, and cliffs. Based on the passage, you can conclude that Mercury has taller cliffs than Earth. Mercury is larger than the sun. Human beings would not survive on Mercury. Or Earth and Mercury travel around the sun at the same speed. Which one of these is true? All right. Have a good day, everyone.